Alright guys, back again. Haven't made a video in a while, or it's actually a lie. I've made videos, I haven't got around to uploading them in a while. That's a better description, but I mean time constraints, same old story, but nice package today. Talking to Jan Retro Arms, and I was sent the newest version of the split gearbox shell, again to test again for them. So if you remember way back when, I was sent the original split shell, the V2 Gen 1 from Retro Arms. I tested for them. I gave them a whole write-up. I sent them, and internal complications between the company, not all of the information made it through. So basically, some of the things I brought up were fixed in this Gen 2, which is great, but not all of them. And through the company figuring out their own situation and taking steps towards improving themselves, I have reconnected with a different representative of the company, and now I am kind of starting on a fresh foot with them. We're starting over basically, which is great because he loves the work I did, but through whatever situation happened, he never really realized I was doing the work. So they got that out of the way. I've been talking to him. I didn't even have to ask. He saw my document for the original, finally. Was amazed by it, sent me this one before I didn't even ask for it. He had shipped it out through DHL and then informed me, by the way, I just shipped you a gearbox, I want you to review, which I was happy to do. I did it for them before. And here it is. Been talking a little bit. Let's get to the unboxing. It's already ripped a little bit, so I'll just start there. So like I said, Retro Arms version 2 gearbox. Retro Arms version 2 Gen 2 split gearbox shell. So as a recap, I have done the version 1 gearbox, split gearbox. I did the hop-ups for the split gearbox, and now I'm doing the version 2 for the split gearbox. I do have friends that own these already, however, Retro Arms sent me this directly. Sweet, okay. Alright, that's just the shipping receipt, which they still gave me even though I didn't actually order it. So, really quickly, the box. Classic Retro Arms box. I've gotten 2 different boxes from Retro Arms. I've gotten this style, and I've also gotten, if I can grab it, it's just a plain black box without knocking everything over, with the logo on it. So these are the 2 that I've got. This is actually where all the hop-ups came, and this is now the shell. So I will put this back over here. Knocking over stuff. Top corner is a sticker, CNC Mech Box version 2 integrated hop-up, and 8mm quick spring change version. Made in the Czech Republic. So now that we got this open, for a quick look, here's the split gearbox. Here is the quick spring change spring guide. The new hop-up, all the screws that are required, and the grease. They've always included grease with their gearboxes. I have never tested it. I like to use Super Lube. That's just what I've always used. It's never given me any problems. It's always done what I wanted it to, so I've kept using it. I can try, if you guys want me to use this, I can test it out and tell you what I think. However, I would never, count on using this. If you're spending $150 on a gearbox shell, you should have a $5 bottle of grease for doing your tech work. It doesn't make sense, but if you want me to review on it, I can. I'll put this out of the way for now. So, hop-up. I will be testing this and comparing it to my other hop-ups. The physical differences, this one looks smoother, has a matte finish, and it has what looks like a plastic adjustment arm that's white rather than a red metal one. The hop-ups I have, I'm unique where I have 2 Gen 1 hop-ups. I have my entire test batch that I tested personally, the selected one that I use, and now I have a Gen 2, so I will be able to compare them all for you in more detail in a later video. Let's get that out of the way. Let's get this here. quick spring change, spring guide. To my knowledge, they haven't changed these since the last revision when some of them were still breaking, so I'll use this until it breaks, if it breaks, and then I will buy a ZCI replacement for it and hope that lasts. If this is a different design for whatever reason, I will let you guys know. I'll compare it to the one I already own. I just have to take my DSG apart to do that, and I'm not going to do that in this video. Screws, not much else to say, and now the gearbox. So, came with 8mm bearings installed. I can test the quality of these if you want. The lower looks, just from first glance, looks basically the same as the Gen 1. I don't notice anything different about it personally. Just by looking at it. Oh, nope, that's already a lie. There's there's a hole right here for, try to get the best angle to see that right there. The I'm assuming this is the AR latch drop hole, which I told them to add. So there's at least one difference right off the bat. And then the upper looks very different. So the upper is actually a gray. I don't know if you can pick that up in the video, but I'll try to compare the color here. You can clearly see how the lower is more of a black finish, and the upper has a gray finish on it. Things that I can already tell they added that I told them to. The piston track, so you can tell where your piston is in the stroke, is no longer an octagonal design. It is now cylindrical. Anything else I can just kind of see? Not right now. Like I said, this is just first glance. Like when I actually open up and do a review, I can make the review public if you guys want. But this is really just for Jan and the engineering team at Retro Arms. Alright, sweet. So, I mean, first glance, I can see some of the changes that I told them to implement were implemented. So I know that this has been changed. Now it's just a matter of me taking it apart, actually measuring it, comparing it to the original, and seeing if the performance-wise it is actually different. I will hopefully be able to do that soon around my schedule and upload videos and talk to you guys in the community about it. But for now, it looks like I just have confirmation that I do have the shell and I will be testing it. So there we go. This is the shell together. You can clearly see the different color in this shot. Came with the 8mm bearings, and then it's the split function. There you go. So yeah, that's about all I have to say right now before I actually test it. This was just an unboxing video and kind of an announcement that I do have the shell on me. I will have full comparisons and very, very in-depth detailed videos about... Actually, one more thing. Jumping around, I saw this on my desk. Okay, yeah, they also took out the proprietary ARL. There is no... I'll go into it in the more in-depth video, but they had a proprietary anti-reversal latch system in the Gen 1, and I don't see that here. Which is good, because I liked the proprietary system personally. I liked it. It was a lot easier to work on than standard. However, my proprietary anti-reversal latch was made of a very weak material, and it broke when I was semi-spamming my DSG. I actually have it. I have since squared it back off, and I actually replaced it. I took it out. I modified a standard ARL to fit, in which case you have to take the shaft off and you use the actual latch part of it alone. But yeah, so I did have that problem with mine, and for that reason, I'm glad they got rid of the proprietary aspect of it. But that is solely because they couldn't create a strong enough proprietary ARL. I actually liked the proprietary design more than the TM spec design. It made it simpler to work on, and it still functioned properly. However, you need a strong enough material to make the anti-reversal latch out of in order to do that design. I'm going to stop myself talking now because this is already a 10-minute video, just an unboxing. I got the shell. I will be testing it, guys, and I will come out with more videos soon. See ya.